This is Hitch and Ride Part 2, where we put both hands on the golf club. First thing I want you to do is just take your lead arm, bring it level with the ground, and then bring it across your chest. Use this arm to pull it across. Now look at it. I want you to get a good idea of just how far your arm moves or doesn't move in this direction. You notice I've got a huge gap here. It's nowhere near laying flat on my chest. We need to get rid of some of these preconceptions golfers have about their lead arm. Many feel like they're taking this arm and just slinging it around their shoulder. You're not doing that. There's limited movement to that arm, and you've got to work with it. Again, just straighten it out, pull it across your chest, and look at it and see how far you actually can move this arm in the backswing. Here's the actual two-handed hitching a ride drill. Take hold of your club. Take your starting position. Want your biceps on top of your chest, your elbows up. And then with your trail arm, you just hitch a ride. Keep your lead arm straight, back of your wrist straight. You want your club level. You want your trail elbow tucked and on your bicep on top of your chest. That's the move. Show it again. Hitch a ride. Let's try it from the side. Just hitch a ride. Hitch a ride. I want you to do this standing up. Don't bend over to do it. Okay? Stand straight up. Let's do our hitch a ride drill. And remember, we want to do it 100 times. Here we go. Hitch a ride. Hitch a ride. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn it the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, we want to bring our trail arm or lead arm level with the ground. This is a swing where that arm is level with your shoulders. Later on in the swing, we'll experiment with raising it and lowering your trail arm. But for right now, I want your trail arm level across your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, at the top of the backswing, you still want to keep that trail elbow tucked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, we also want to keep this wrist flat. Okay? No cupping the wrist, no bowing the wrist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get out of here, B. Remember, we also want to keep the club level with the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We also want to keep this lead arm straight, and this is a great time to practice keeping this arm straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice also this elbow may or may not stay glued to your chest depending on how much bend you have in this elbow, this arm, depending on how much bend you have in the shoulder joint. I don't have a lot of bend here, so this arm naturally raises off a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, we're trying to keep this arm straight or level with the ground. And that's the reason this elbow is coming off. If I lowered it, this elbow would stay glued, but the important thing is to have this arm level with the ground, which is level with the shoulder, excuse me. Have this arm level with the ground, which standing straight up is of course level with your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, it's okay to look at your arms during this drill. In fact, I want you to look at them so you see what they're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course, if you haven't already figured out, I want you to do this drill standing straight up, okay? No bending over, no introducing weird angles. Just straight up. No turning, no, just straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course, as I said, I want you to keep this wrist flat because if you cup or arch this wrist, you're changing the squaring of this club. If you notice, it's naturally square at the address position. Cup this, it's going to be naturally open. Arch it, it's going to be naturally closed. You don't want to mess with that, so just keep this wrist flat throughout your swing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, keep count so you know where you're at. I'm at 76, so I've either hit it one time too many or not enough sometime on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, your elbow stays tucked, so you start it on your chest. Don't let it drift back here. Okay? Keep that elbow on your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try that from the side because I really want you to get that point that your elbow does not drop back here. It stays up in front of your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, when your elbow gets back here, this is how people get stuck in the golf swing. I've got a whole lesson on that. But whatever you do, don't get your elbow back here. Elbow stays out front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get a little tired toward the end of the swing, you may let your arm drop. Remember, we want to bring your trail arm level with your shoulders. Again, that's where we're starting at with this swing. Later on, when we get more advanced, we'll raise and lower those arms for different positions or different situations. But right now, I just want your lead arm level with your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's 100. Didn't really take that long, did it? Why do I stand up when I'm teaching the golf swing instead of being bent over in the golf position? Because it gets rid of all these angles that complicate the analysis of what you're doing in the golf swing. It's very hard to tell what you're doing when you're also wound up like a pretzel. But when you stand up straight, you get rid of those angles, and a lot of things that seemed like they were complicated become very straightforward. If you're not sure of what you're doing in the golf swing, try it standing up straight. A lot of things that seem complicated will suddenly become very simple. Clear out a lot of those angles, clear out a lot of those complications.